You are listening to the Slowly Dying Podcast with Bekah.
Check yourself. Check. Week after I cried at the bowling alley.
And Bronte.
Oh my God, what have I done?
What do you mean? I haven't heard from you in months. We talk about everything and anything.
I could tell she was frustrated just by how she was throwing the...
I'm the only one who does it the best.
And turn in every Monday for a brand new episode.
I did not know though.
What? Like, you were freaking out.
Let's get it poppin'.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's Bekah back on a rant by myself without Bronte tonight. My son is at a karate party, so I thought I would jump on here and do a little rant about panic attacks / mental breakdowns. I had one this week, okay? So before I tell you about it, I'm going to give you the definition from Google of what a panic attack is, because some people maybe has not experienced this. So it's a sudden episode of intense fear or anxiety and physical symptoms based on a perceived threat rather than immediate danger. So pretty much everybody's body's different. Everybody can have different kind of mental breakdowns, panic attacks, whatever you want to call it. Going crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, so it is what it is. But I wanted to tell you about mine, because two of my other friends pretty much have cried this week. And it's just not normal for us. So I think this week has been like an off week. My car broke down, okay, for the 6th time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not just one. It's broke down for the 6th time. And I think there was just a lot of personal stress going on. I'm getting ready for interviews. I have my job, but I have to pick what floor because I'm getting done off orientation. And I had some personal things going on as well. So I think just it was the icing and cherry on the cake, guys. It was too much. I lost it. I think I called 50,000 people. I even called my baby dad, okay? He's such an ass, but I can't with him. But just I don't even know. I just lost it. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't think straight for 2 hours straight. It was just one of those really bad days. And I think that this goes along with mental health. Well, it is mental health, but it needs to be talked about more, and it needs to not be looked down upon. Okay, because this is very important, because if you don't have your mental health in check, you're not going to have anything else in check with life. For those moments, I could not think of nothing else besides just breathing. And I have great friends and family who pretty much just took care of me for those couple hours. I just lost it. So anyway, I just wanted to let other people know that they're not alone and bring awareness to the situation, because panic attacks can happen to anybody at any age. You could be 50 years old and have a panic attack and never had a panic attack. So these are real. I know that there are people that make things up, but I'm talking if you are legit having a mental breakdown or a panic attack, or, just losing it for a couple of hours, it is horrible. I know a lot of people, the most common thing is oh, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Cause when you have panic attack, you feel your throat's closing up, you have chest pain, and it's your muscles are getting tight and you can't breathe. And sometimes you can't see straight, whatever your symptoms are, cause everybody's different. But I think the nurse in me is saying if you've never had a panic attack and you are having a panic attack and you think that it's you could be having a heart attack, of course, call 911, go to the ER, go get that checked out. If you've had multiple panic attacks and it's a panic attack, then of course, maybe you need to call your doctor or get on meds. There's plenty of ways to getting back to yourself and quote unquote normal. But I just wanted to also say, I think panic attacks happen. Sometimes there's reasons, sometimes there's not. I think mine was because I was just so stressed out, and it was just I said, the icing on the cake, and I just let loose. And I think after letting loose and just being okay, it is what it is, and getting a good night's sleep, and then getting my head on straight the next day, I'm like almost pretty much back to normal. Like I'm happy. I don't know. Like it's just very weird. Some people it might take a couple weeks. Some people it might take only an hour. Like everybody's different. And some people have multiple panic attacks. So like I only had one, and I haven't had one in like that in like years. But some people like can get them, once every week. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody's different. But I do believe also that it's your body's way of telling you something and letting go. So like I think if you're having panic attacks, you need to find out the reason. And if you can't, call your doctor. There's counseling, there's medications. And I also believe in meditation. They have it on Google. They have apps. I think there's the app called Calm that's for free. So, I mean, try that out. And even if you're not having panic attacks and you're listening to this, like I said before, you could get them in like 5 years, or you could never have one. But I just think the whole point of this thing is like mental health. And it's very important to take care of yourself and take time and realize like if you are crying or having a bad day or panic attack, it's okay. Everyone experiences things different. You're not a crazy person because you just had like a panic attack for like 30 minutes. Okay. And if somebody does, screw them. Honestly, screw them. Not like have sex, but like just screw them as people, okay? Because no, you can be like the toughest person out there, or you could be the weakest person out there, or the strongest, or whatever, fill in the blank. But when it comes to mental health, nobody, and I'm telling you, nobody is above mental health, because it can beat the strongest person in the world down, and I'm sure you guys are well aware of that. Just look at the news or watch the news every day. I feel like our world's falling apart, but that's for another topic. And sorry guys, I have these like little bullet points to keep me on track, because sometimes I like go off on these long tangents. But yeah, and don't ever look bad on somebody else. Or feel bad, because I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. I always get like my tongue twisted. I just feel like when you're, just because you have a panic attack does not mean you're labeled as crazy forever. You know what I mean? Or if you continue to have panic attacks, you're not crazy. I don't know how to explain this, because I feel like I'm just like the worst at explaining certain things. But when you're in that panic attack, like you think that you're just the craziest person and nobody understands. And like people understand because other people have panic attacks and like mental breakdowns, whatever. I don't really know the difference of them. Maybe a mental breakdown's more of like I don't know how to explain it. Like more of like, maybe it take like longer, like I'm having a mental breakdown for a whole week and panic attacks maybe 30 seconds. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor and I don't want to be a doctor. I'm a nurse. But still, nurses don't know everything. But I just wanted to jump on here and say that. And to follow our page on Facebook. We have a Twitter. We have Instagram. We have Snapchat. I usually just post, sometimes Bronte posts, but usually I just post, and it's usually just like pretty much whatever I want to post, to be honest. I'm not looking to gain millions of followers. That's not the whole point. If I do, cool. If not, like I'm really not that concerned about it. But definitely go check us out. I do a lot of stories, so you have to follow us to watch the stories. And I know Bronte has her YouTube that's connected to our YouTube, because we put our podcast on YouTube. So if you go on our channel, Slowly Dying RNs, and on YouTube, you can click to the channels tab, and she's connected, and she has her own little life vlog thing. It's all video. It's not a podcast, but it's really cool. And I hope you guys check it out, and I hope you guys check our social media out. And don't be crazy when you have the panic attacks, and don't feel crazy, because you're not crazy, guys. Okay, it's normal. It's totally normal. And I wish somebody back in the day would have told me, hey, it's normal to feel like this, because you're not alone. And it doesn't matter if you think like that person's perfect because on Facebook they have all these gorgeous photos, or like this person never seems to have problems, because when that door shuts at nighttime and nobody else can see into that family, you know they're having issues. Everyone has issues, and there's nothing wrong with having issues. But a lot of people have issues, and a lot of people choose not to speak on those issues because of the embarrassment that they might think that they have, and I am glad, like, a lot of celebrities like Demi, and like a bunch of other people like Britney Spears have like talked about their mental health, because it, like I said, don't matter about beauty, money, your job, fill in the blank. Everyone has problems and everyone struggles. And I think this is good to bring awareness to the situation and just bring it on home and bring all the love together, because that's all I got to say about this. But this is Bekah, and it is a Friday night, and I need to go pick up my son from karate, and I have some things to do. So I love you guys, and this is Bekah, and I'm popping off.
Hey, you guys, it's Bronte. And after when I heard Bekah was going to do this topic as a rant, I wanted to put my 2 cents in too after listening to it. I think this is so important for everyone, as Bekah said, to understand that no one is perfect and that mental health should be at the forefront of everyone's minds, because it is an important topic. It can run our lives, and knowing that we're in good mental health just eases the day and the time to come, if that makes sense. I, as well, have been having a difficult time mentally. And I think it does stem from mental exhaustion, but at the same time, it does get to you. And I have cried probably like 3 times this week out of just frustration and anger and stress. And, even though panic attacks in the moment really, really are upsetting and exhausting, they really are. It kind of is like a funny blessing in disguise, because it's telling you that something is wrong. Your mind is catching up with your heart, and something is truly wrong. Something is bothering you. Your mind and your body wants you to fix it. Even if you don't know how, it's telling you like, hey, you need to tend to yourself. And, for me, a lot has changed in the past like 2 months. For me, I up and moved. I got a new job. I'm new to the city. I really don't know anyone here. I'm in my nurse residency on an ICU, and it's a new career for me. And the spotlight is on you. Everyone's watching you. They're watching how you perform and if you even know your stuff. And then I'm having apartment issues, and the hours aren't that easy. We do 12-hour shifts, and you have to do classes and all of that. It's just exhausting. And I think it just stems more and more from what happened maybe like a year ago. My relationship didn't, like, it ended in a way that I didn't think was even possible for us. But, that has kind of weighed on me. And for me personally, Bekah says she calls friends and all of that. And I cried on FaceTime with her this week. But me, I'm more of like an internaler. I internalize a lot of my feelings. I pretend that nothing is wrong sometimes. I put on a brave face. But, I really have to give myself more credit, because panic attacks are normal and mental breakdowns are normal. And not that I don't think that they're normal, but sometimes I'm like, I should be stronger than this. I need to get through it. I need to get past it. But when you have a mental breakdown and when you have a panic attack, you need to give yourself time. It is not something that you just shrug off and walk away. You need to take time for you in that moment. You need to rest. You need to sleep. You need to have a beverage. You need to watch a good TV show. You need to do something that you love, because you need to come down off of it. And, then you need to internalize a little bit, and you need to think inward, like, why am I having these panic attacks? You need to take care of you. And I think that was it was a breaking point for me this week. I was on the phone with my family. They pissed me off. Everyone was pissing me off, and I just had to go. I hung up the phone. I wasn't answering text messages, wasn't answering emails. I was just done. And I think just understanding that this is normal makes the process it makes it more, I don't know, it helps me accept that this process of feeling these feelings, and everyone has panic attacks and mental breakdowns for different reasons, but the concept of this is normal. And anyone who is listening should know that you aren't alone, because knowing that just, reassures that we are all in this together when these things happen, and no, that's not a quick fix to what you're going through and your problems and your stresses, but just knowing that you don't feel alone in having these instances. And for me, what I did was I needed to sleep. I didn't go, I didn't go to dinner. I always want to try and make things and make events and, please other people. But at that point, I just couldn't even stand people. I couldn't do it. And it's really important just to take care. And a little personal thing about me, I've gone to, the doctor about, anxiety levels and everything. And they pointed me to the proper people to talk to about that and my resources. And I think just understanding what resources are available is really comforting. And to have people know how to take care of you is very helpful as well. So if you feel alone, reach out. If you don't have like a supportive family or, a friendship circle, reach out and, get to know your resources, and don't be afraid to say like, I am going through this. That is one of the toughest things to do, but don't be afraid to do it, because knowing that people are in your corner to help you really, really, really help. And that's just my take on it. It's the worst feeling in the world when you have a panic attack. It feels like you can't breathe. I have no appetite. I just want to rip down my curtains and take a sledgehammer to the wall. I get so upset. But at the end of the day, I have to be proud of what I have accomplished, and know that these can't set me back. But it might feel like that in the moment, but knowing that everything is going to be okay, and I can turn to people to help me, and I can turn to resources to help me. And it's okay to just unleash all of your emotions, because your body and your mind are screaming out. I'd say let it out. Just let it out. And then, when you come down off that ledge, just take some time, journal, call someone, be like, hey, can I talk something through to you? I just can't quite figure out why I'm feeling like this. If you don't know, figure it out and do it for you, because it's ultimately you having the panic and the mental breakdown. And I think that's some of the most rewarding things you can do for yourself. So that's my little spin on it. I just got excited when I listened to Bekah's segment, and there's so much more I can say. Who knows, maybe we'll do a part 2. But I am here to remind you guys to thank you from both Bekah and I for all the support that you guys have given us, especially in this last month. It's crazy to see this, and we're going to keep this going, even though her and I are a little bit apart, but we have a schedule and we're doing really well. But as always, follow us on Instagram, keep downloading our episodes, and let us know what you want to hear. But as always, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good evening. Bye.